Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and Hearthstone has got a major problem. There is a lot of issues that have been going on, a shocking amount since the latest expansion announcement, and it just has me worried about things going forward. We're gonna go into it as it's a pattern, and I'm hoping that things can get better. Before we get into that though, I want to announce our giveaway winners for the 4 tavern passes out of my pocket. You guys have been incredible. We're already halfway to like 62,000 subscribers, but here are our giveaway winners. These 4 people have been selected. I have messaged them. If I do not hear back with them within 24 hours, I will select new winners. And of course, we're gonna have more giveaways in the future. I want to just thank everybody for their incredible support. I can't wait to see where we go in the future. So what is the problem in Hearthstone? Well, basically, we have a lot of broken promises, broken features, and miscommunication nearly all the time these days. It all started, we're gonna go through a series of events that have happened within like the last month or so since the expansion launched, or was announced, sorry, where the announcement broadcast, this was the announcement of the Twitch stream on November 1st. That's over a month ago, where Blizzard promised Twitch drops. And basically what happened was there were no Twitch drops for the event. And then they said, oops, our bad, you can watch more streams at a future date and earn those drops then, which was not the greatest response, as typically you would just give compensation. You just give the rewards for what happened, but no, it was pushed back. But you know, one mistake happens. Then we had the Death Knight showcase where there were more drops promised. Basically, it was stated that you would get 2 Lich King packs for watching 2 hours on day 1. And then you could see that didn't happen. And even on this very post, they even put correction. Watch Twitch for 1 hour on day 1 for a Nathria pack, not Lich King as promised, and then 1 hour on day 2 for a Lich King pack. So again, not only was it communicated poorly, nothing was made up for it. It was just like, oh, whoops, we made a mistake, but we're gonna do this anyways, and you guys can watch here and get the stuff, or not at all. Again, not really the coolest thing in the world. Next, we have the infamous arena update, the dual class arena, where you are unable to draft any basic cards, even though it was stated here you could get basic cards. Demon Hunter was included for some reason, despite the fact that it was a retro event, and then it was eventually corrected, where they're like, okay, we'll add basic in there. And then even that fix was a disaster, where there was a big problem where there was discover and random generation were bugged. You basically, if you discovered a card, nothing would pop up. If a Pillager Shredder was supposed to spawn a card, nothing popped up, and this took the arena out for a day and a half. And again, no in-game communication about any of this stuff, by the way. No compensation was given other than people that had drafted some decks in that short time period. And even though arena was taken away for a day and a half or like over a day, nobody was compensated anything, and not once was any in-game messaging put out. You would have to follow someone like myself, follow Matt London on Twitter, be in the social media loop to know what was going on. Next, there was a Mercenaries event, the Rattlegore event, which just abruptly ended. It was supposed to go for a certain period of time and ended a week early. And instead of correcting this, extending the event, it was just, the blog was rewritten. The blog was rewritten, but it was eventually, now in the most recent update, extended, where they put like, oh, now you have even more time to do it. But again, no in-game communication was made around the event being canceled. There were Rattlegore bundles in the shop that people could buy that they may have bought, not knowing that Rattlegore would maybe return, there'd be some compensation. And again, no compensation was offered, just the event was extended, meaning players would still have to go through the work of completing it, which you can still do to this day if you are unaware and want to do that. So again, you're noticing a pattern of not only are mistakes being made, but you're also noticing a pattern of no messaging in game, no official, unless you're a social media user, and again, never any compensation given. And well, we continue. We had the Fireside gathering this weekend, or just like a couple days ago, which was scheduled for 10 o'clock Pacific time Friday, and when that rolled around, nothing happened. Ben Hearthstone here tweeting, I can't open my packs. Myself responding, I started my stream early too, and it appeared that they weren't even aware of it, with Nick Decktech Weiss, the social media guy for Blizzard, responding, what's going on? And thankfully, Nick is amazing, an awesome guy who always communicates well, looked into it, got the team to work on it, communicated the entire time, and then eventually was resolved later that evening, so about 12 hours. Again, no in-game communication, and then it was back. It was up with one of the brawls being planned, not being able to being used, and again, no compensation offered, nothing like that. And lastly, with that whole thing, the Fireside, you can open packs early. That includes the new improved redundant card handling, where you can re-roll cards if you get like a signature card or a diamond card of a card you already own. However, this feature is not working properly in the early pack opening, meaning players might, get left out, might not be able to utilize this feature properly as it's not working. And it has been stated by Celestalon they are investigating an issue where the reroll feature may not work during pre-release. We'll update when we know more. Sorry about that. And again, not communicated in game. And again, maybe no compensation. We don't know. This one is still up in the air. And yeah, it is just a pattern of constant mistakes, a lack of communication, particularly in game, and never any compensation. And I just want to use as an example what other games have been doing. Marvel Snap, which has been blowing up, doing really well, recently had a major update where they had reserves that were supposed to basically open up possibly collector tokens. However, those caches when launched were basically being empty. And right away, Ben Brode on Twitter reported this. And not only that, but as I tweeted here, in game, front and center, when you log in, it said technical issues. We're continuing to work on the issue related to collecting rewards. We recommend you don't open any caches until the issue is resolved. Thank you. And then once the issue was resolved, every player in the game received 200 gold for the inconvenience, even if they weren't affected by this bug at all. I wasn't. My reserves were not empty. I still opened them. They were fine. And those that had issues with the caches, they got to reopen them. So it wasn't a downside. So everybody got compensated. Everything was messaged in game. That's the problem I have with Hearthstone. They are pushing out more content than ever. Mistakes are going to happen. The devs don't want this to happen. They don't want the game to go out bugged or whatever. But with the amount of content constantly coming out, mistakes are bound to happen. But the way they handle their mistakes, whether it's, drops not working and just rewriting a blog and not giving compensation, the arena going down and not offering any compensation, not communicating, just looks bush league to me. It looks like something you wouldn't expect from a game that's been around for nearly a decade, should be the prominent online digital card game. And I would just feel like, communicate it in game, get the technology in there to have a message in game. We've already seen recently with the update to whenever they update Battlegrounds, it links to patch notes. Well, you can have something pop up to link to a tweet, a patch note, whatever, but we're still not at that point. And I don't want to, again, I'm not crapping on the devs here for making these mistakes, or the social team for making these mistakes. They will happen. People are human. Just like Marvel Snap, their big update had a big mistake in it, but it's how you deal with these mistakes that's crucial. And I'm worried. We're having the biggest expansion ever tomorrow. The March of the Lich King is launching. We're getting a brand new class. We're getting solo content. We're getting all these moving pieces. And I'm here just holding my breath that when it launches, it's going to work, that it's not going to be this bug-fueled mess that I got to go on Twitter and try and communicate to a million people what's going on. Because when the Fireside thing was going on, I was literally waiting for it to try and work, streaming to over 700 people, more than double my usual viewership, because nobody knew what what's going on, and there's no communication in game. And I feel like I'm almost doing Blizzard's job communicating these things when they should be doing it themselves. So if there's a big problem with the March of the Lich King launch tomorrow, that, you know, people can know what's going on. People are a lot more understanding and a lot more okay with things if they're just told what's going on. And also if they know if there is something going on, maybe they'll be compensated in the near future for it. So that's what I feel is like a major problem right now in Hearthstone. It's totally fixable. Blizzard just needs to give, you know, their dev team a bit more resources to either, you know, test these things a little bit better if they're pushing out so much content, or give them the resources to put in the technology to communicate these things, to give compensation, because believe me, they would love to do that. So let me know what you guys think of all this, and have you been frustrated? And I just thought it was telling that to Celestalon's tweet about, you know, the reroll features not working, this person here said, don't worry, we're used to things not working. It's like, you know, there's so many mistakes happening that this is kind of the feeling. And it's like, at least if we have, you know, just a bit better communication and maybe some compensation here and there, it would just go over a hell of a lot better. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day. Stay salty, my friends.